Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the weekly twin astrology forecast for the Twin Flame Collective for the week ahead. My voice is finally starting to come back, so I'm really excited. I am planning on working on the zodiac signs coming up this week, so stay tuned for that. I wanted to talk a little bit about this Aquarian energy before jumping in to the energies for the week ahead. And so Friday night, I participated in the new moon market at Sati Hall in town here. And so I want to talk about communities and community structures because this hall is a wonderful organization. It is a not-for-profit organization, and I am so proud to be a part of the community there. And so we're in the precipice of this human evolution right now, and evolution is always going to be based on connections and our communities. And so when we think about communities, they've been a part of our life from the very beginning of time, all the way back to the Garden of Eden. And so we think about our ancestors. Our ancestors raised their kids together. They looked for food together. They shared living spaces together. They sat together and they told stories together. And that's what we're here to do. We are wired to be with other people that share our common interests. And so we're definitely wired for communities and to be a part of something, to be a part of a larger community more than just ourselves. And so in essence, we're all part of a large community, whether it's the town or the city we live in. And then we have our medium-sized communities where we, are involved with the school or our workplace or things like that. Or, maybe a place where you go every day to have coffee or every other day to have coffee. And then we become a part of small, tight-knit communities like our extended family, our core group of friends, and so forth. And so Sati Hall is a place where we can meet the same people with the same interests, and we're going to be doing these new moon markets every month. It's just a beautiful place where we can have these intimate spiritual connections with people that are on the same journey, on the same wavelength, share the same vibration. Kitty wants to say hi, guys. And so when we think about community, and that's what this Aquarian new moon, I think, brought in, was a questioning of, am I connected to people that share the same values? And when we are in a community, it serves a lot of functions in our lives. Like being a part of a group or community can really help us restore our psychological well-being, especially when we're part of a group with a similar goal or similar interests. It creates emotional connection where we can develop spiritual bonds with people and get to know each other at a deep soul level over a period of time. It creates this energy of intellectual stimulation where we can learn new things and maybe find something that sparks a new interest for us to explore, because let's face it, this is a lifelong learning journey. We're never done learning. We're never done evolving. We're never done growing. And so when we're part of a healthy community structure, we can discover and find out things that we didn't know about ourselves that maybe we need to know, whether this is through word of mouth or somebody helping us find something out. As the saying goes, it takes a village, right? And where we've been at, collectively speaking, many people don't have that village or that community to discover these new opportunities to improve our lives. And so I do feel this new moon was planting those seeds to grow this not-for-profit community in the upcoming year. And it's a place where, we can have accountability, right? Sati Hall offers all kinds of programs from all kinds of different resources. There's yoga classes there that are scheduled, and it makes us accountable to show up to better our lives. And so when we're a part of a community without judgment, where we can be our authentic selves, there's a level of accountability there. And there's also this reward that comes with being a part of that community. And so this is a place where we can come together, where our lives can greatly improve, and where we can become a part of a community with other like-minded people. And so the community at Sati Hall has had a massive positive impact on my life. And it really has made me a better person. My first event that I took part in there was way back in 2019. And as an astrologer who loves tarot and all things spiritual, I felt this need to be a part of a bigger community more than myself. And in the beginning of the journey, I wasn't really able to find my way or to find my tribe until I joined in at Sadie Hall. And so at that place, at the hall, where I am surrounded by all of these like-minded people, this is a place where I can be unapologetically myself without judgment. And I have developed so many friendships over the last several years by attending these events at the hall. And so my goal moving forward is to be more inclusive with this community, to create a one-of-a-kind program to start offering at the hall. I do plan on offering quality community services to teach other astrology lovers and tarot lovers or anything esoteric to share with you along the journey. I plan on offering tarot classes and astrology classes where we can share and grow with this passion together and learn from one another. And so I'm just blown away at all that we have achieved in this not-for-profit organization over the years, even with the COVID and the shutdown and the isolation. And I think together as a community, there's nowhere else I would rather be than involved at the hall that I have been so honored to be a part of. And so I just wanted to share that with you. Anybody local to the Southwestern Ontario area or Chatham-Kent, I highly suggest checking out the hall and all it has to offer. So let's talk about these energies. All planets are direct. Uranus gestation direct yesterday, and so the energy is saying forward momentum is coming, although it doesn't feel like it's quite there yet, right? We had Mercury go direct, Mars go direct, and all of these heavyweight outer planets that deal with generational ancestral trauma and issues and patterns, they're all pushing us to go deep, right? And so many of us have been deep in this hermit mode, like I talked about last week, as we go through this restart. And it does have to come from the heart and not the mind, right? We cannot logically work our way through the spiritual journey. We have to feel our way in the dark, in the heart. And so I know the energy has been feeling very low despite all of the planets being direct. We have this Saturn-Uranus square that's tying in with Venus in Aquarius. And so it's this pressure cooker energy on an individual level, I feel, to question and reevaluate our approaches to life, our approaches to money and what money means to us and our relationships and our community structures. And so I do feel all of this heavier energy, this low energy is serving a purpose to teach us how to rise out of these karmic struggles and these toxic versions of love in relationships in order to open up to living a heart-led life and to call in those right romantic relationships and partnerships. And so it's not easy. It's never easy to go into this energy of self-reflection, but it does benefit us in the long run and for the rest of our life. But we do have to be honest with ourselves, right? We have to be authentic with ourselves. And so with Uranus just stationing direct, I do feel there's going to be a lot of forward momentum. And I do feel this is an amazing time for manifesting our dreams. And so this is a beautiful time for the collective, but it is all going to be, dependent on what else is going on with your own personal natal chart. And so when I think of squares and oppositions, they bring pressure. They are not easy aspects to deal with. Whether planets are retrograde or not, squares and oppositions bring a deep level of confusion, which is bringing down the collective energy lately. And so when we play into worry and fear and anxiety and stress and overanalyzing, then we can't really just trust that there's a divine reason for it. And so this heavy Saturn energy is handing us all a message, right? Because we do have Venus conjunct Saturn at the beginning of the week, and Saturn both square to Uranus, or Venus both square to Uranus. And so this is where this pressure, this heaviness on the heart is kind of coming forward. I think of Venus energy. Venus is all about commitment and romance, and Saturn is all about commitment and structure. And Uranus in a square to that, it complicates things a little bit, right? And so what I do feel is a week of heavy wake-up calls. Where do you need to trim those dead branches out of your life, right, to grow? And so a lot of us have been held back from karmic encounters, karmic relationships. And so now we kind of got to cut that out. The universe is saying it's time to wave that white flag, guys, and to step into enjoyment. And we can't fix everybody's problems for them. And so I feel this week there's a lot being heightened when it comes to what we can fix and what we can't fix. And so this is going to be in regards to love, money, and creativity on some level because of that Venus aspect. And Saturn is saying, get ready to deal with some karmic repercussions of cause and effect where you've lacked responsibility. And so where are you weak in your foundation of self? Because these energies this week are highlighting issues, problems, weaknesses, so we can repair our own personal foundation. And so you're going to want to be really paying attention to what's been highlighted or coming up this week, because we don't want to pass by this opportunity. We want to be able to clear and cut these energy cords that keep coming up. And so with this all happening in Aquarius season, it is about our mission, our humanitarian mission. And so we kind of got to clear out anything that is not serving us, especially when it comes to love and our creativity and living a life of joy. And so get ready to maybe gain more clarity when it comes to where you need to take control of a situation that's gone off the rails and what needs to come into your awareness in order to take the journey a little bit more seriously this week. And so I do feel many from my inbox have been a reflection of this feeling of hopelessness and despair, or feeling like everything you do in your life, it always goes wrong. And so we want to be aware this week that I do think things will get emotional. We don't want them to get too emotional. And we definitely don't want to keep falling back into these negative thought patterns because of how powerful the manifestation portal is, because our thoughts are manifesting very quickly. So you're going to want to be mindful of what thoughts are passing through you this week. And so I do feel we're in this huge purging of clearing any toxic third eye gunk. I had a terrible third eye headache throughout the night on the weekend. I woke up at like 3:33 in the morning and I could barely even function. My head felt like it was going to explode. And so there's a lot of mental clutter that is being cleared when it comes to our perceptions that we have absorbed throughout our lifetime with these negative patterns. And so get ready to see things clearly when it comes to what's been working against you when you've been trying to manifest your true desires and your soul purpose. And so a lot of these blockages come from this deeply rooted ancestral idea that masculines and feminines are always in opposition from one another, or that life is just supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be hard, or that we're meant to suffer on the twin flame journey, because we're not here to suffer. We are here to enjoy abundance, and we are here to manifest abundance, doing what it is that we love creatively. We are here to be conscious co-creators. And so a lot of stuff is being pushed to the surface this week, or maybe brought to your attention, so we can clear all of these toxicities out of our life to open up to unity, joy, harmony, love, and true satisfaction. And so I feel many of us are being tested this week, especially when it comes to questioning our traditions within relationships and love, and really figuring out what it is that we want in a long-term romantic relationship in order to create a lasting, loving union. And so The twin flames get tested more than most people realize on this journey. And with Saturn coming into the mix this week, we're going to have to deal with these challenges and figure out how to deal with them and still come from a place of love. Because it doesn't matter how committed you are to pursuing your dreams, you have to come from the heart and be coming from a place of knowing what is truly meant for you, what is your heart's true desire. And so the pressure is on when it comes to relationships. And so there's likely some extreme challenges that we're going to have to overcome, especially if we are still in a karmic relationship, in order to reorient us to pass this spiritual test. And so Saturn is coming in and saying, hey, if you don't make the choice to cut away things that aren't serving you when it comes to your heart's desires, get ready for upheaval and an unpleasant wake-up call. And so Saturn's goal is to make us really think about what it is we're focusing on in the mind space. What are you really giving your energy and effort to? Do you really want to keep rehashing the same cycles, or are you finally ready to move forward in your life once and for all? And a big factor is, do you feel deserving? Do you truly feel deserving of love, wealth? So the truth really to focus on right now is, do you really feel like you deserve love and everything that you desire? Because when you believe it, the universe has to bring it forward. And so when you know that you believe in love and miracles and dreams coming true, that's when the universe can bring forward all of the impossible. And so where have you been told that true love is not possible? Because somewhere in childhood, we were likely told our dreams can't or won't come true, and that's just a pipe dream. And so we got to clear those old program beliefs this week to shift into the energy of being deserving and capable. And so it really is a matter of the mind and shifting our perspectives. And so the Uranus energy is bringing forward a lot of challenges when we speak of cosmic terms, I guess. This is where we shift our perspectives. And in order to shift, we have to question the reality that we've created. We have to release these old ideas of what we believe is a happy life or what a relationship should look like. Because many of us are taught what relationships look like from our parents, who likely did not have a healthy dynamic. A lot of us were raised in a lot of toxic family upbringings, right? And so when we have the courage to choose something different, to choose what really serves our path and not what other people think is right for us based on our family culture, our background, our gender, our age, that's when we can really have a new beginning. And so if you're ready for that new beginning, I can take you through this process of digging into your natal chart, going into the Akashic records, and uprooting all of these deeper causes of these lower cycles that keep repeating in your life and in your connection, so we can overhaul these values. And so I do feel we're being pushed to embrace this complete overhaul this week of our values, of our life and our relationships all around. And so in order to do that, we do have to release these old standard beliefs that were programmed in us from childhood, and we have to take a different approach. But we do have to cut away from all of the illusions that aren't serving us, so we can truly live a life in alignment with our heart and our soul. And so what I do feel that I talked about last week is many twins, both the feminine and the masculine, have been experiencing another dark night of the soul energy lately, and it's not very fun. And this is because of the Saturn-Uranus pressure cooker energy on the Twin Flame Collective. And so if you're still in this state of dark night of the soul and you feel like you just aren't doing much, or you can't do anything other than sit with yourself, sit with yourself. That's where you need to be. Don't worry. Don't worry, because we're clearing these projections. We're releasing these negative beliefs, and we're going through a massive karmic reset right now. And in order to go into these higher states, we do have to go into that dark night of the soul energy, and it is a gradual emergence. And so if you're feeling really low right now, go into the remembrance of who you are and what you came here to do. Because I do feel, later this week, we've got Venus shifting out of Aquarius into Pisces. And so this is really going to blur our boundaries a little bit. Even middle of the week with the moon conjunct Neptune. This is going to bring forward a very heavy, heavy heart energy. And so you might not be feeling like yourself this week as boundaries are blurred. And it is this energy of everybody becoming a little bit more empathic under this heavy Pisces influence this week. And so you're really going to want to do your best to stay a little bit lighthearted if you can. Focusing on your own personal beliefs. This is a good week of jotting down and planning some goals and aiming high hopes for the future, right? And so I do feel, though, the higher we aim, it's so easily to fall into the trap of fear. And you might feel like if I aim high, then I'm only going to set myself up for disappointment. And so we need to shift that mindset, right? And with Jupiter kind of working with us this week and into the weekend coming up, get ready to feel motivated to put some plans into action. And I know Mars is still in the post-shadow retrograde period. And so I think it's a week of understanding what we're feeling. Are you feeling your own emotions? Are you feeling somebody else's? Because with Venus moving into Pisces, I feel a huge shift when it comes to love. And so I do feel emotional needs are coming up this week. Are you in a place in your life where you feel this spiritual togetherness? Because this is going to be a challenging issue if you feel like lines have been blurred between what you're feeling right now. And so what I have noticed is dreams have been very active. I have noticed the twin flame telepathy has been a lot more noticeable the last couple of days. You're likely, if you're the feminine, you're likely picking up on the masculine counterparts' heaviness. I do feel they are deep in the thick of some heart chakra purging at the moment, so we need to keep that in mind. Because Divine Feminine, you might not be feeling your own energy. You might be feeling your counterpart's energy because we are etherically connected through the chakra bodies and we are energetic beings. And so we're always interacting energetically with our counterpart. And so this is where we need to learn to protect our energy because this is such a sacred connection. And so feminine, if you can stay in the energy of magnetism this week without absorbing any outside energies, that will really benefit you because when you play into absorbing others' crap, it weakens your attraction ability and it does create like a ripple when it comes to the shared frequency that we share with our counterpart. And so a week of working on clearing other people's energies, clearing those old cords, making space so we can open up more to this reunion. And so I do feel there is a lot of collective fear right now with uncertainty, with Pluto in Capricorn shifting into Aquarius. We do have Saturn in Aquarius going to be shifting into Pisces. And so there's a lot of fear when it comes to financial outlooks, economic outlooks, all of the inflation, feeling like we're going into a huge collective recession. And so this fear energy is more intense than usual. And so if we can go in and directly cut these cords to the lower collective and protect our energy, it really will benefit the twin flame connections this week so we can attract the right things. And so I do feel a lot of harmony coming this month into February. So we want to stay clear. We want to stay protected so we can rise up more and more into the light because we are here to be those way showers to offer more divine guidance for the collective. So keep following the signs and the things and the signs leading you towards love and progress on your journey. And I do feel with Venus and Pisces, it will bring in this higher spiritual energy, this unconditional love potential, and a lot of revelations as to where you need to recenter yourself when it comes to stepping into your own truth. So pay attention to your dreams, because the synchronicities in dream space are huge. I also want to say the dreams recently have been feeling very heavy and challenging when it comes to clearing some past life baggage. And there's always a purpose to that, right? And so I know over the last several days, my counterpart has been coming through in dream space loud and clear. And I do feel this is a week of clearing and doing the work so we can experience this magical higher connectedness in these twin flame unions as Venus enters Pisces. And so we do need to remember we are here to experience this eternal connection of togetherness that we share, but it is the physical ego selves that want to keep us in that perception of separation, which is not the truth. So we do need to keep that in mind, guys. Okay, I'm going to pull some cards. We're going to see what to expect for the week ahead. I'm going to be using the Rider-Waite deck. I actually had a gentleman come out to the New Moon Market, a new subscriber and follower recently, Trevor. So thank you, Trevor, for the beautiful deck. He gifted me this deck. It was his late wife's tarot deck. And so I actually thought I would honor Trevor's wife by using the cards today for the reading. Look at that, 7 of Cups in reverse, coming out of confusion. Coming out of confusion with the King of Swords in reverse, 7 of Swords in reverse. So I feel the Divine Masculine's dirty little secret of the feminine on his heart and the grief that he's been harboring is likely going to be released this week as we come out of some confusion. So I'm not actually going to start with the tarot. I am going to pull in with some oracle messages first, and we are going to start off with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. Look at that, presence and self-care. And that's really where I've been focused at, is being completely present in the moment. And that's when realizations can come through. So self-care is going to be big, 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 big this week. Nurturing, caring for yourself, and making healthy choices. Really becoming aware of unhealthy thought patterns, unhealthy habits, and choosing to recognize the patterns and shifting out of difficulty. So we're going to see, we're just going to do a general reading for the counterparts. I'm not going to divide it, because then I feel that creates more separation. So we're going to see what needs to come through for the twins for the week ahead. And although my voice is coming back, it's still slowly progressing. So we're going to see what needs to come through. Beautiful. Presence. So do your best to stay present in the moment. There is a relationship dynamic here that I feel is playing a vital role when it comes to catalyzing a realization for your purpose. Do get ready to purge and cleanse a lot of elements out of your life and to face some challenges this week, guys. Hey, life is full of challenges. Life is full of constant change. And so there is going to be a challenge that is going to need to be faced head on for the week ahead. And like I said, we're being tested. This is a week of spiritual elevation. And sometimes we do have to be tested when it comes to certain people or behaviors or circumstances that need to leave our lives. And sometimes we get tested when it comes to our beliefs and our journey. And so be prepared to be tested. But I do feel this challenge is going to bring forward a breakthrough within these connections, a solution, so we can transform out of these lower karmic cycles, and so we can persevere. So you're really going to want to focus on balancing, cord cutting, and maximizing that energy flow through the chakra body so we can restore our sense of overall well-being. And I do feel, get ready to receive. That was a big message. I wasn't open to receiving. And so the second I opened up to receiving, I got an inbox full of messages from all kinds of masculines, all kinds of offers coming in recently. And so be open to receiving. And be open to releasing what's a block to receiving, because we are in this portal of self-development, evolution, and we can't evolve or grow beyond these karmic cycles if we don't recognize where we've been neglecting, nurturing ourselves, where we've been neglecting this part of us that is screaming, hey, we can't stay stuck, we can't stay stagnant, we have to grow. Because like I said at the beginning of the video, we never stop growing. We never stop working on ourselves. And so be mindful. Be mindful of the way that you speak to yourself, that you speak to others. Be mindful of any negative self-talk that is coming forward, creating all of these limitations and these negative behaviors to repeat over and over again, because these limiting self-talking behaviors keep us stuck. When we talk negatively about ourselves, we choose to stay stuck and stagnant and energetically deplete ourselves. So we do need to be aware of what it is we're thinking about. You might need to let go of something that you've been holding on to. But what I feel is a week of apologies, making amends. And I do feel many of us have been in separation for several years, and the connection has only grown stronger. I do feel a lot of the masculines are deeply regretting going towards that karmic attachment. I think everything's been halted in their life when it comes to making plans, because they are deep in the void missing you and wanting to fix things that are broken. But I feel afraid to come forward, afraid that maybe they will not be received well because of the broken trust, because of the betrayal, because of how they treated the feminine and made her feel, because they never said I love you when they actually had the chance, and they've stayed gone for so very long. And so I do feel there's going to be some type of coming to Jesus moment this week for the past betrayals and wanting to make things right. So we'll see what else needs to come through with the illumination deck. There's the feminine. The lighthouse asked for guidance, and so we're being held. We're being told to hold the light, divine feminine, pardon me. Look at that. We got I'm sorry came out again. So a week of apologies. Be open to receiving a message. A very intimate conversation. A very emotional, intimate conversation. And I think we're all getting back on track. So ask for guidance. What I feel is right now we're just being asked to hold the light, to disconnect and relax, divine feminine, and to have patience, because the masculine is dreaming about you. I think he's daydreaming about you. He's dreaming about you at night. And there's fear about making plans. And maybe he's blocked from coming forward because the karmic is still holding on to that attachment. But I do feel a week of regaining control. And I feel the feminine's job is to disconnect, to be patient, to trust in divine timing, and to be that lighthouse this week. I do want to see what past life energies are coming up with all of these Saturn restrictions. A lot of these blockages and restrictions are definitely rooted in some past life lessons, some past life karma. And so this is interesting. We get the nurse, the guide, the karma card, and the single energy. And so I do feel this is the feminine's energy. A lot of the feminines are healers. We're here to care and heal all of these ravaging effects of humankind from lifetimes of war, separation, greed. And so I think a lot of the feminines are being called, and we got the twin soul energy, are being called to really focus on mastering your skills and your abilities this week, because the energies are preparing us to step into being those guides for others, that lighthouse. And so I know a lot of the burdens that the feminine has carried was being single during the separation. I know many of the feminines go into isolation and take a vow of celibacy as we work through all of these past life lessons that need to be acknowledged and released and healed this lifetime. So I do feel a lot of clearing this week. And I do feel perhaps the masculine is in this energy of facing a lot of adversity, feeling like he's being punished, public ridicule, humility as the masculine comes into this acceptance of the divine counterpart that we've incarnated this lifetime together to raise the vibration of Mother Earth. And I feel the masculine is having a hard time accepting this and clearing away and releasing that arrogance. And so a lot of the masculines feel like they are being punished wrongfully or consequentially, but I feel the masculines have a lot of challenges this week to overcome. A lot of roadblocks created by the people that he is connected with. And I feel coming into this awareness of their galactic origins and combining that with their human experience in order to step into their higher purpose, to be that light for humanity with the feminine. And so I do feel the masculine is preparing to travel towards you, whether he needs to travel across the globe. But the masculine is dreaming of going and venturing towards you. But there is still a need for the masculine to release feelings of inadequacy or not feeling worthy or any shame that he's acquired from these karmic experiences, and understanding that nobody can own perfection. We are all perfectly imperfect. But I feel that secret that the masculine's held deep inside of protecting what's on his heart with the feminine is coming to light and releasing this victim mentality. He's going to have to regain his strength and fortitude to take his power back so we can step into mastery. A lot of the twins are here to gain followers, to look towards them for guidance. A lot of the twins have such powerful intuitive gifts. We just know a lot of these cosmic laws that we're here to bring forward. And so I do feel many are coming into this crowning this week. The heir to the throne is what I just heard. And so we really do want to guard ourselves from this negativity, because the twins came here to give freely from the heart, and to share ourselves with one another openly in a healthy relationship filled with reciprocity. And so I do feel that is coming as the masculine takes his power back this week. Let's jump in with the cards. We're going to see what the current situation is going on with the twins this week. We're going to get the current energy and emotions coming through for the twins. We're also going to look into the recent past, the immediate future, a surprise from the universe, guys, and an overall energy of the week ahead. So let's jump in. Current situation. 5 of Swords. So manipulation, self-deception, somebody, trying to create blocks to win at all costs. The current energy and emotion. We get the 3 of Wands. So a clear decision has been made for a new beginning. And so the 3 of Wands for me is manifestation as well. But we have to take the steps to manifest that forward movement. And so putting the past to bed, putting the past behind us, and taking that first step. So I feel a little bit of fear, though, about going forward when it comes to the energy and the emotions coming up this week. So we're going to see the recent past. Ooh. Well, we get the Queen of Swords. Beautiful energy. The Queen of Swords, what I heard was Divine Feminine. It might just be a time of focusing on career and not love right now. You know, the Queen of Swords, she's holding the sword of truth. That also came out with the Eight of Cups reversed, the Two of Cups reversed, and the Knight of Cups upright. And so I feel as the feminine embodies her authentic truth, a lot of us speak our truth and have a channel and put those messages out there. The feminine, standing in her authentic truth, is allowing this fog, this confusion to dissipate. And so I do feel you might have recently had your masculine come back. The Eight of Cups reverse could be somebody coming back from something that they walked away from when it comes to a union. I'm also getting another energy of a lot of these masculines have stayed in a situation where, you know, they're not on the same page. There's really not love there. It's kind of juvenile with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups can also be my smiling liar, right? Really smooth talker, speaks words of love, you know, and holding on to something that needs to be walked away from. So a moment of truth in the recent past, a moment of clarity. This could have even been the karmic feminine, you know, speaking up about what's not working. And I do feel, you know, a lot of the masculines have held on in that false contract because of the memories. But I feel a moment of truth recently has come to light in the recent past. Immediate future. Oh, look at that bottom of the deck, the Lovers. We do get the Two of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles, and so there are some challenges and some blocks to overcome when it comes to bring forward that positive intention. So maybe you have recently had a conversation, an open-hearted conversation about the ending, or the masculine walking away and wanting to return to fix things. But I feel the feminine is still very much detached. Venus is still in Aquarius, which is this detached perspective, right? Immediate future, you might not even see this offer coming. I also feel the need to have blind faith and trusting that these unions are coming together and that the false contracts are coming to a close. I do feel a heart expansion coming very soon in the immediate future. And I also feel a lot of the masculines are very ungrounded, very unstable, also feel fearful of coming forward. A lot of these masculines, all they cared about was the money. They didn't manifest from the heart. They were manifesting out of the lower chakras and moving on. Moving on from something that I feel they've held on to for a very long time. And so those that have not come into this realization, there's going to be some type of aha moment. And I feel the masculines have not wanted to look at this, but they're going to be shown very clearly that it's time to choose somebody that you can be authentic with. And so the divine really is working hard at bringing the twins together. There's that Gemini energy when it comes to building something solid. So we're going to see the surprise from the universe. We get the Queen of Cups. Very interesting. So, and that's interesting because we're leaving that Aquarian Venus energy behind and we're going into Pisces. So opening up the heart. But there's still a need to talk about the grief, the interference, to really have that heart-to-heart conversation. So look at that, the King of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, an awakening. There's going to be a very emotional conversation coming up about the love lost, the regrets, the guilt, the shame over what came between the counterparts. And a judgment call is going to be made, karma. I do feel the masculine is reaping what he has sown. He was a player. He was planting them seeds all over. He was in and out, back and forth. And wow, look at that. Going into that wounded healer. Learning a lesson of blocked communication. Finding the drive and the strength to come forward for a new beginning. And look at that. The masculine is maturing. He's no longer a knight. He's stepping into being a king, a visionary leader. And I do feel an opportunity to start fresh with a clean slate, working together within the community, like I talked about, community structures. And I do feel things are going to shift very, very quickly because of the love that is now resurfacing. So we're going to get an overall energy for the week ahead. Yeah, overall energy. The masculine's feeling very foolish. He chose the wrong person. He chose the gold dust woman. He chose, something that really wasn't real. And so a week of feeling foolish for going towards temptation, maybe foolish for not seeing clearly who really was the true flame. And a week of getting ready to put in the work to heal these past heartbreaks, to heal from the pain, and to go through this death energy. And in order for that new beginning, certain things do have to die away. And so scorpionic energy, and to put a death to these manipulative ways, the Five of Swords. So I am going to clarify the Five of Swords because I really don't like that. But we're in the precipice of changes. Fives are change. Fives create struggles in order for us to recognize what needs to change. Look at that. So whether you are still stuck in a toxic codependent situation, there's a lot of manipulation. I need to win, power and control. There is something coming to an end because these false foundations do need to close out so we can break free from these old mindsets. So a lot of the masculines have been stuck in a karmic imprisonment because they built a foundation purely out of money. There could be total financial ruin going on here. But I do feel this manipulative behavior was all because they didn't want to feel the depths of the ending. And that Aquarian new moon come in and really showed many of us what lesson we need to bring full circle to close out these cycles once and for all, and to release the burdens of things that are not divinely guided for us for this new beginning in love. And so I do feel a week of secrets coming to light, taking back our power, the rug getting pulled out, and feeling really foolish for not choosing that true loving connection. So we're breaking free from that Capricorn energy, and we're going towards these unions is what I'm feeling. So I'm going to close off the reading, guys, with a Rose Oracle message. Look at that. Become grounded. We need to become the embodiment of unity consciousness in order to live in these connections wholly and fully from a state of love. And so a second chance at manifesting these new possibilities. And so it's never too late. I do believe in second chances, but it's going to take a whole lot of truth and accountability, right? So we're going to get one last closing message for the twins for the week ahead. The Rose of Venus. So I feel the feminine is coming into alignment. A lot of the feminines have been flowing in this state of harmony for quite some time. And so that right relationship is coming through. And with that Two of Swords, what I heard was hidden in plain sight. And so this new beginning is hidden in plain sight. We're not going to see it coming. I do feel a week of learning about our teaching mission, a week of mysterious revelations, and a week of returning to a state of innocence, tenderness, gentleness, as we all choose to embrace our uniqueness and becoming untamed. And so I do think we're at that point of reaching relief, finding the silver lining in the very heavy lessons that we have been learning over the last several years. And I do feel acceptance that it's over within the false twin flame connections, because the masculine is moved by the feminine's alignment, and he hears the call of the Holy Grail. And so I feel we're all done searching. We are ready. We are ready to have that open-hearted, clear communication is kind of what I see for the week ahead, guys. So get ready. I do feel many of us are coming into our cosmic intelligence, our divine wisdom, and it's time for this destined divine plan to play out for the week ahead. So get ready for some unexpected communication, divine feminine and divine masculine. Get ready to finally take your power back and be ready to share your heart with your counterpart for the week ahead. And that's what I have, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. Keep an eye out for the zodiac signs. I'm not sure how many I will get to today, although I will try to get through as many as I can over the coming days. I hope to have all 12 posted by the end of the week. And I do look forward to seeing you all next time. If you would like to book a reading, check out the information box below. And I would be happy to get that booked in for you. I hope you all have a fabulous week ahead. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that, and share the video if you know anybody that this message may help along the way. And I will see you all next time. Thank you.